Yeah, Bree, good morning. So that's right. Think about the major advances we've been seeing in artificial intelligence, or AI, just in the last year with ChatGPT, AI photographs, and deep fakes where computer-generated videos are being made that look and sound like someone else. So I'm speaking with experts in the field, including right here at UCCS, about what people are seeing and how we might be able to recognize what's real or what's fake, if we even can.
Joe Biden has eliminated
Last week, video of Texas Governor Greg Abbott circulating online showing an appearance on Fox News.
If only President had been dealing with real internal problems and not trying to play with Putin, from whom he needs to learn how to work for national interests.
But Abbott never said that. Once the video cuts away, artificial intelligence created what's known as an audio deep fake, making it sound like the Republican governor wants President Biden to align with Russian President Vladimir Putin. The original video came from Abbott's YouTube page.
That everything looks real and there's audio behind it, and it's really hard to detect looking at it, and it's very convincing.
Community Notes on X flagged the video to let users know it had been edited, but others avoid detection.
There's really been a proliferation of AI images. I think it kind of came into its own last year, but now it's becoming more and more prevalent.
Ahead of the New Hampshire primary, there were robocalls with deepfake audio of President Biden.
Voting this Tuesday only enables the Republicans in their quest to elect Donald Trump again.
It's not just audio or politicians. There are deepfake videos and AI-generated images, like graphic photos of Taylor Swift, spreading online in January.
The biggest fear that I have is that misinformation using AI can be so powerful and yet never be seen.
Dr. Rory Lewis with UCCS says another issue are digital ads being produced with misinformation, ads seen on virtually every website. But because they're so targeted to an individual, no one will ever know it was created unless it's reported. He adds that much of the AI disinformation isn't even generated in the United States.
And invariably, it's going to come from somewhere outside of the United States of America, which means that from a legal standpoint, there's no ability for us to go.
Nationally, only a handful of states have laws barring deepfakes, with more than 24 others considering legislation. In Colorado, Secretary of State Jenna Griswold calling a bill to combat politically deceptive deepfakes in this year's election a legislative priority.
Colorado will be one of the first states in the nation to address the use of AI against candidates and elected officials.
The Democrat-backed bill would require deepfake images and videos to have a disclaimer embedded on them or face penalties. But experts aren't convinced it could work.
I think that there's a certain amount of naivety in election officials that are saying, oh, well, we can do that or we can do that. The guys that are doing this are so far ahead of the game.
Now, Bree, RumorGuard, which is part of the News Literacy Project, they're a media partner with EW Scripps, that's our parent company. They say there are 5 tools or factors they encourage people to use, especially now in an election year, to consider before deciding if something's real or not, and that's authenticity. Is it authentic? Source, has it been posted or confirmed by a credible source? Evidence, is there evidence that proves the claim? Context, is the context accurate? And reasoning, is it based on solid reasoning? So a lot of things to keep in mind as you come across these maybe wild, outrageous things you might start seeing on social media.
Well, it's hard to tell when it's real and when it's not. So I know they're kind of rushing to pass that legislation. Even getting phone calls, you're like, that does sound like my mom on the phone.
Yeah, skepticism might be the best course of action right now.
Thank you.